all know we've been following this story a lot because we love entertainment, right? We do. We like to be entertained. And Jay's getting an MBA, and we like all the businesses. We like talking about business. I also feel, and I think Jay will agree with me on this, a lot of like nerdy podcasts and stuff like that, they don't talk about the business of the fandoms and the things that we love. And there's a lot of mistaken information out there. And we've talked about this in everything from porn to Wizards of the Coast. So we're going to talk more about business here. The Warner Brothers buyout, right? Everybody knows, we've been covering this story for a long time. Warner Brothers is for sale. And the bids are in. So this is the first round of bidding for Warner Brothers Discovery, right? So who put in bids? As of right now, reportedly, it is Netflix, Comcast, and the people that Jay in the last segment wanted to boycott over their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle decision, Paramount, right? They have all submitted bids. Earlier this week, there was a report that Paramount had assembled an investor consortium that included the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund and the Qatari Wealth Fund as part of their money to make the reportedly $71 billion bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. Other interesting things that have supposedly come out about these bids is that Netflix, who hates releasing things theatrically because they're stupid, and Ted Sarandos is a turd, right? Has committed to keeping Warner Brothers as a theatrically released studio, which I'm sure when Ted Sarandos read that in their bid, like his like butthole puckered a whole bunch, because again, he hates the theaters. So $71 billion, Paramount, Netflix, Comcast. There may be other bids that we just don't know about. I'm still kind of like hoping for a last minute run from Apple. Jay, first off, does this stick with your whole FU Paramount position that you're in right now?
Yes, it does. Because we will never forget what you did to the fucking turtles. Okay? We'll never fucking forget. Because it would literally just happen. Like, we learned about it
today.
I don't know, like an hour ago.
Look, it hasn't been good since New Line Cinema, so let's just put it that way. Anyway,
there you go.
Of those three, Netflix, Comcast, Paramount. Look, fanboys can get mad about this, but Jay, let's put our business hats on. Warner Brothers is getting sold. They have a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. It's fucking happening. Okay? We know this, right? Of those three, barring, again, a weird 11th hour bid from somebody else, right? Of those three, who would you prefer to win?
Oh.
Netflix, Comcast, or Paramount? Which is the least of all three evils?
God, this sucks. So Comcast is like evil, like Sauron evil.
And of them, they also still own a studio. They own Universal.
They do.
They own NBC Universal.
But I'm pretty sure like at least a third of the world's population has been fucked pretty hard by their shitty fucking internet. And then I was like pretty firm on my stance of like boycotting Paramount. Oh shit. Oh my God. Like, I don't know. Like, I think maybe Netflix, because he's like a Hellboy evil. Like, kind of funny, kind of big, I don't know, trying to do good, technically.
I mean, that's the CEO of Netflix. I still kind of want to punch him in the face. Look at his face. Doesn't he have a punchable face?
He does have a punchable face. He does.
Sorry, Ted. You just do. Look at that face. Okay. Okay. So are we thinking, though, that Netflix is the lesser of the three evils?
Oh God, I think so. From like, because here's the thing: all Netflix has to do is buy them, and then say like, okay, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. We're not going to interfere. Keep releasing movies to the theater. We'll get involved somehow. But yeah, keep doing you. Yeah, this sucks.
To answer a chat question from YouTube, Amazon, why aren't they in for this? I don't think Amazon wants to spend $70 billion on a movie studio. They already own MGM. They already bought a studio, right? And that cost them only $8.5 billion. So again, we're talking in the terms of what this studio is going to go for. If the reported numbers are right, you're talking about a $71 billion expense to put on Warner Brothers. That's almost 10 times, it's 9 times what they paid for MGM, right? And again, they already have a studio. I don't think they care, right? They have their studio. They own a bunch of stuff that they can use. They've done fairly well with it, right? I don't think they're at all interested in Warner Brothers. Disney has been unequivocal. We're out. We're not in this. They bought Fox, 20th Century. They're good. They don't want this. Whoever buys this gets the WP catalog and the vault. And Warner Brothers is one of the most storied studios in the history of Hollywood, right? One of the funny side stories I saw when this Saudi stuff came out, because Zack Snyder was posting a bunch of weird shit, was they were like, the Saudis are going to bring back the Snyderverse. They're going to buy Warner Brothers and bring back the Snyderverse to DC. And I was like, no, that's not happening. Jay-Z doesn't have the money. Conglomerates are the only ones who can buy this. Like, individuals aren't going to buy Warner Brothers. So, Jay, I'm going to surprise the audience, I think. I'm going to agree with you. I think Netflix is probably the least of those three evils. At least we don't lose another studio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're still keeping the number of major studios out there. My guess is what Sarandos wants is two things. He wants the Warner Brothers vault on Netflix, right? Every Harry Potter movie, right? All that stuff. Hang on. What major franchises does WB own?
God.
DC. Warner Brothers owns DC.
Yep.
They own all the Lord of the Rings movies. Right? Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
Right? All the MonsterVerse stuff. Godzilla, King Kong.
Ooh.
Right? Warner Brothers has quite a few franchises that are worth money. Right? So I can see why Netflix is interested in this. Because they get that library. The Matrix franchise. Right? The Nightmare on Elm Street franchise for my horror fans out there. Right? Wow. Bunch of stuff that they could do. The Friday the 13th franchise. Right? You want to do some more reboots? We talk about reboots all the time. Police Academy. Reboot that as a Netflix series.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
HBO is WB, and that actually brings me to point number 2. Right? I think that they recognize, Netflix knows, everybody in the industry knows, HBO, for time immemorial, is the gold standard of prestige television, right? The Sopranos, right? Freaking Last of Us, Game of Thrones, right?
The Penguin.
You know, the Penguin. They are, again, they have a massive thing. The Wire. All right. Sex in the City. And again, you can say you don't like the show, but it was popular. True Detective. Right?
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Okay. They do prestige television. Band of Brothers was them. All right. The Pacific was them. Chernobyl was them. The Newsroom was them. Entourage was them. Right? I think what Netflix really wants is they want the catalog. Right? Because so you get all the old HBO stuff and you just stick it on Netflix. And you leave HBO alone. You guys keep producing what you produce. Yeah. Have fun. HBO Max will be here, and eventually we'll come up with the Netflix HBO Max bundle. Just like Disney did with Hulu. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That, I think, is why Netflix is angling for this. Now, Netflix, they will do theatrical releases in limited markets and for very limited runs so that they get their Oscar stuff. They were pissed off because K-pop Demon Hunters got left out of the BAFTAs. Right? Mm-hmm. The BAFTAs were like, fuck you, no. No, K-pop Demon Hunters don't qualify. Sorry. You didn't theatrically release it until after you did it on streaming. And you did that as a gimmick. No, it doesn't count. I also think that that's another thing that eventually Sarandos will leave. He'll die. Right? And I think that the other reason Netflix doesn't do theatrical is they don't have a distribution arm. What they buy with Warner Brothers is they buy a department that already does distribution. Warner Brothers already knows how to do it. Right? Warner Brothers knows how to distribute. They do it right now. They have a marketing department for theatrical distribution. They know how to do theatrical. So if Netflix was going to start moving their stuff to theatrical and leave theatrical alone, I'm more okay with it. I just don't want to see this shit where it's like all these great movies like Dune, which is also Warner Brothers, go straight to Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So there's that. I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to take this chat comment and I'm going to turn it into a topic here in a minute. Ooh, I'm going to, because that's going to be a fun one.
Oh, the fucking award shows?
Yep. We're going to talk about that in a minute. All right. So I guess we're all, and I think chat kind of agrees. It seems that chat's kind of like Netflix is the least evil of all of those. I think we've all had bad experiences with Comcast cable.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know what you think down in the comments below.